no doubt seen all the messages that were waiting for us when we got back from the Amazon. You carry on the investigations, while I enjoy a little rest. But first, let me tell you something. In just 20 years, 275 million hectares of tropical forest, an area 5 times the size of France, has been destroyed by fire or cut down, causing 25% of global warming. This is what remains of these primal forests today. Needless to say, we have to stop this deforestation. As you will see, it won't be easy. Human indifference, greed, and blindness are unlimited. In fact, many greedy politicians see forests as a source of personal profit. Like their own private slot machine. You'll see, you'll see. So, kids, I'll let you choose your destination. Where would you like to go? Well, to Brazil? Oh, no, we've just come back from there. How about Indonesia? Or to the Congo with its pygmies?
Pygmies? That's cool, I'd be tallest.
And me, the strongest.
Sumatra? Borneo? Why not? And remember, if you have any problems, just call me. And I'll come along.
I've been waiting. Welcome.
You were waiting for us? But just how did you know we would be coming?
Yeah, I mean, we only decided to come at the last minute.
The spirits informed me of your visit.
Spirits? What spirits?
Well, let's say I have certain powers. I'm a shaman, and I'm chief of the village. It's a Barbarossa and very rare. There aren't many left. Anyway, come to the village and you can tell us why you're here.
One of our club's objectives aims to protect the world's greatest forests, which are in pretty bad shape. We've been told that you live in harmony with your lands and forests, and so we wanted to take a closer look. We're delighted with what we've seen here. That's it.
Come with me then. You'll learn something. Take a look.
Wow.
I'd like to tell you the legend of our village. A long time ago, this land was still a desert. Then a handsome young man came to stroll by the water here.
There must be a woman upstream sending me a sign. I'll head upriver and find her.
You're on the right track. The source is up there. Come and join me.
How can I? You're way up there and I don't know how to reach you.
Go as far as the clearing, and when you reach it, throw one of the lemons sent to you towards me.
And the first of our trees were united during the times of our ancestors. Our trees regulate the water flow and make our lands and paddy fields fertile. No one has the right to cut them down.
But your trees belong to the state, don't they?
Yes, but we own all the forest produce. It's game, fruit, and vegetables, bamboo, wicker, and palms. Also, we have medicinal leaves to treat our people. What else could we want?
They are my friends, Chief.
Thank you for coming. Welcome to our village. And please excuse me, men, but white visitors are rarely welcome in Friendship. Let me show you to your rooms. There are refreshments and people to help you. You must be tired of your long trip. We'll talk some more tomorrow.
It's always the same. Our future being sacrificed for short-term profits.
Oh, I know. The forest gives us everything, like shelter and food. It provides wood, game, fruit, and vegetables. You know, we respect, honor, and care for the forest. How will our tribe survive if they carry on like that?
Well, you have to protest and stop them from doing it.
Some of our people have tried, but thousands of them were arrested and held in camps. What's the answer? I've seen the governor, and he told me there was nothing he could do about the looters. Yet look, apparently, he can protect them.
We decided to arrange a meeting for everyone here tomorrow to try and avoid a conflict. And in the name of our club, I'd like you to be here as well.
Us? What can we do?
I have an idea. We'll ask Maestro to join us. He'll have all the right arguments.
Yes, of course. I'll be there.
It's just great being here and taking a walk in the Borneo forest.
Yeah, as we have some free time, let's explore.
Oh, look out! Look out! Oh, are you okay? You saved my life.
Not really, Annie. I just helped you a bit. Anyway, you know orangutans aren't meat eaters. It wasn't bad to have a Simon sandwich, although it would have been very interesting to see King Kong with its captive in his hand.
Morning. Good morning, kids. Sorry that I'm late. Usually my hologram system works well, but technology, you know what it's like. Well, I am ready to help.
Welcome, Maestro. With us today is our governor and the boss of the logging operation. Our meeting can begin. Our lands are being plundered, our forests felled and burnt, and when our people protest, they are thrown in jail. How are we to feed our families? All 3 million of us. You have the rubber, cocoa, coffee, and rice, and all we have is the land of our ancestors, and we must defend it. The forest keeps us alive. Well, I'm sorry to inform you that it's not your forest, it's ours. We bought it.
I'm sorry, but who did you buy it from?
Well, from the state, of course.
Your Decree 47-2 states that tribes living on state land are considered as its rightful managers. Now, isn't that right, Mr. Governor?
Yeah, of course, that's the spirit of the law, but it's mainly true of secondary forest. You have to realize the state has huge debts.
Our operations provide a living for thousands.
And it is the forest that provides a living for more than 3 million of us Dayaks.
Did you know that when you destroy forests, it leads to drought, soil erosion, and loss of soil fertility in 2 to 3 years?
At which point, you'll obviously cut down the trees somewhere else.
Listen, you kids, just who do you think you are?
Well, as you can see, we're the guardians of the planet, saving the planet that you are destroying.
So what do you suggest?
As the law states, you must leave the management of the forest to the people who live there, the Dayaks. Logging rights will be granted, but with independent monitoring to make sure the environment is protected. And income from the forest must be fairly shared between all those concerned. And so this is what I propose.
It's great the globe dropped us on the edge of the forest, don't you think?
You're right. We'd have run the risk of becoming completely lost.
Well, it could just have dropped us on the canopy, like in the Amazon. We could have had a great time.
I don't remember you having a good time there, did you?
And how would we have gotten down? On foot? By flying?
Look, it's that way. Before we continue on our way, I'd like to tell you why your help is needed. Our fine Congo forest was the second biggest in the world after Brazil's. But our wood was in great demand and the forest has been plundered for profit. Barely 10 or perhaps 15% of our forest remains. The tribes who lived there tried to hold out. But you can't fight guns with your bare hands, or not much more. Almost all the forests have disappeared. The government finally did ban wood exports. But who took any notice? Certainly not the rich timber merchants who oppressed the people, traded illegally and exchanged wood for guns. The Baka pygmies have lived there for centuries. It's the land of their ancestors. If they're driven out, they'll have nowhere to go, and they'll die.
Don't worry. We'll help them.
We'll fight them if we have to.
Yeah, bring it on, bring it on.
Look at those roots. You'd think you were in a giant mangrove swamp.
They are bonobos, pygmy chimpanzees. Our Baka friends find them very tasty. Here you are at last. Please be welcome.
Oh, so these are the friends you were expecting. Good. They don't want to understand. This land doesn't belong to them, as it's just been sold to logging operators I represent. These natives have to leave.
The land has been our ancestors since the beginning of time, so it's ours, really. Look, if you won't listen, we'll just have to set fire to the forest and you'll all be burnt alive. Is that what you want? The tombs of our ancestors are here, and their spirits are with us. We won't move. But you have no right over this land.
And you, what right do you have? You know that logging operations are forbidden by law.
These people have been living here for centuries. Leave them in peace.
Right, that's enough. Get them. Show them whose land this really is.
You see, Maestro was right when he said a little exercise never did any harm.
But who are you?
We are the guardians of the planet, which you are destroying. Now just leave. And don't come back. If not, the whole world will know what you're up to, and will fight you wherever you go.
And don't forget, there are 400,000 Bacchus in this forest. If we have to, we'll get them to take you on.
So take your rifles, leave here, and don't ever come back.
Now we have seen how forests are treated in the world and that in certain countries, greed and illegal procedures lead to forests being burnt and destroyed. This leads to the distress of their uprooted populations. For too long, bankers and world organizations have considered it acceptable that forests should be overexploited to pay off the debts of their owner countries. Are all of these people so blind that they don't realize the destiny of our planet? Its stability depends on our forests. Yes, our forests regulate our climate and the water cycle, both of vital importance. They contribute to the conservation and productivity of our land. They maintain ecosystems. They absorb almost half the carbon dioxide we emit. Isn't that important? Most of the drugs we use to treat cancer and the majority of antibiotics, tranquilizers, and even cortisone are derived from tropical plants. Do you think we could live without them? Yet a hectare of essential forest is still being turned into desert every 2 seconds. So, you tell me, what should we do with our forests?
We should demonstrate for an international commission for the monitoring and protection of forests from illicit felling. By satellite, for instance.
It's vital that debts in countries with key forests for the planet are cancelled. Forests are more useful to humanity than their money.
Ah, yes.
If logging is to be permitted, it should comply with the rules, specified, monitored international rules. They already exist, and what's cut down should be replanted at once.
And the rights of native populations over their forests should be recognized. Yeah, because if the natives are driven off their land and starved, the same thing will happen as with the monkeys in Java a short time ago.
To replace exotic wood, hibiscus, and also bamboo that are tougher than steel for the actual scaffolding.
Our national forests, beech, oak, fir, and all the rest could supply all our needs without having to import.
Well done. All relevant, but you know, there are some positive achievements. For instance, Many countries in the world have banned tropical woods and have already committed to using only local wood for their needs. And quite a lot of countries even replant.
Yeah, China's replanted 40 million hectares. But how many millions of hectares did it destroy before that?
In Finland and Kenya, you have to replant a tree for every one that's cut down. And countries like New Zealand protect their forests.
The Brazilian government has decided to create ecological reserves for half its forests. Well done, Brazil. As long as it happens.
I think I even read that near Sao Paulo, they drop bombs full of tree seeds to try to reforest the land.
Oh, that's never gonna work.
No way, man.
Let's talk a little about the 43% of tropical trees cut down to make paper pulp. Did you know each ton of recycled paper saves 20 trees, 1,500 liters of oil, 20,000 liters of water, and quite a bit of pollution?
Oh yeah, we have to recycle for sure.
In some countries, recycling rates are already very high, like in Holland and Germany, for instance.
Just think of the waste. You know, we all get those huge fat phone directories that no one uses anymore. If just half the people in France refuse them, that would save 300 hectares of forest. That's 275,000 trees.
So just think, if they did that all around the world.
And the advertising they fill our mailboxes with and no one reads, that's as many wasted trees as there are homes. We should return them to sender and ask the phone company to put us on its anti-cold calling and leafleting register.
We can make paper with agricultural waste, like wheat, sugar, millet, and rice waste.
And loads of others. This is how the Chinese make their paper from rice straw.
And packaging. It could be reduced by 50%. And we wouldn't have to pay for the advertising on it.
Good. Well done to everyone. You have a clear grasp of the problem. I'll just leave you with one further fact. So remember this. 800 billion tons of carbon dioxide are stored in our forests. Enough to double the mass already present in the atmosphere. Can you imagine? You have some ideas, and that's good. But the future of our forests depends on how each one of us behaves. It depends on our acceptance, or rather our refusal, of all the things that come from tropical forests. Because deforestation means leaving people and nature thirsty. It means turning the earth into a desert.